Hey guys, this is Hot Noob here. Unfortunately, my mic's broken again. I cut it in the wrong place while I was repairing it, so the wires are too short for me to, jerry rig it again or whatever. So, yeah. Actually, I made that mistake, like yesterday. It was holding out for a little while, but now it's just not. It's way too short now. Can't even repair it again. So I guess I'm going to have to go buy some new parts for it. In the meantime, you're going to have to deal with the poor sound quality of my internal mic, and going to have to deal with the heavy fan in the background from my computer because the internal mic sucks. Anyway, today I'm just going to be going over some basic formatting, some good programming tips or whatever with working with HTML, and you'll be able to transfer these skills to normal programming and whatever. So you can use HTML to learn how to format your code properly. The reason for formatting your code well is so that it's easily readable, so that when you come back to it, you can actually understand what the hell you're doing. Right? So if I were to just go like HTML, whoops, sorry, I'm also using a different keyboard. Head, right, and then body, right? You wouldn't really be able to understand it very well because it's all in one clump. Or let's say you were to just put a space there or a space there, right? You still wouldn't really be able to read it well. And, well, you could read it, but not as easily. So let's say you were to, I'm going to move my laptop to pick up the sound. Let's say you're going to be having it like this. It's still pretty ugly, right? So what you want to do is use your magical tab key. Every time you open a tag, you want to do a tab. Every time you close a tag, you want to go one tab back. So I'll show you guys in a second here. So right, so we just open a tag, so tab in, right? I'm going to say, let's do a div, right? And then it closes. Make a new line. And that pretty much did it for you. Or, if you want to do it step by step, so we made a new one, so new line, right? Press tab, and then back a tab, right? Because you closed it. I hope that didn't confuse too many people. When you're using tags that are self-closing, like the line break, right? So like that, right? You can think of it as tab and close, right? But this backslash pretty much means the tag is closed, so you don't have to put it on an extra line, right? Same thing goes with image, right? If you do the image tag properly, image src, whoops, equals whatever. .jpeg, right? And the image tag would be a self-closing tag. Although, admittedly, many people won't be self-closing it, right? Most people will be lazy and just do it that way. Okay, so righty. Yeah. So what you have to remember here is the actual format. This is the next part of HTML. Right? You're only ever going to have one HTML tag or pair of tags, and one pair of the head tags, one pair of the body tags, and again, only ever one pair of the title tags. Those 4 tags are the only tags that you're restricted to having only one of. So, yeah. You don't want content to be here in between the body and the head, and you don't want content to be between the body and the HTML tag, right? What it could do is it could move all of your content, right? The body tag is pretty much just like a div tag, except it can do some weird things when you put stuff on it. So let's just put in a title here, title, whatever, right? You can use shortcut formats like putting it on one line with tables, for example. Right, I do this all the time. Right, table cell, one line, and you probably saw me do that earlier. It really just comes from experience and whatever, right? So, what else can you do to improve your code so it's easier to read and more likely to work? Well, you can add in comments. So, how do you do that? Well, you use a tag like this, and then you put an exclamation mark, 2 hyphens, right? And then another 2 hyphens, right? So this is a comment. HTML does not have one-line comments like you do in JavaScript, so it's multi-lined, right? You can put in enters or whatever. Was here. You can put your copyright in, hot nude, whatever, and copy. I'm lazy. Copy 2011, right? You can do whatever, right? Like, don't steal this code, you loser, skid, or something stupid like that, right? It's really just so you can, put in comments, notes, or whatever. Like, if you're trying to learn the tags and how they work, you can just be like, just put in a comment in your code, right? This is the head. It's only for scripts, style sheets, meta tags, and the title. The next thing you can do with formatting is capitalization. Now, honestly, it's a lot of useless work. Capitalizing all of your tags, and in the end, it really doesn't matter, right? As soon as you hit PHP, all your work goes down the drain. All that capitalization becomes completely useless. Once you start JavaScript, all of that capitalization becomes useless, right? So there is no point in doing something like table, right? Putting all of your tags in capitalized words. You can if you want, but by the time you hit JavaScript, which is going to be in a video or two, or even just PHP, which is in probably 5 videos, it's going to be completely useless because all of your PHP code will be in lower casing, it will be all case sensitive and stuff like that, and whatnot, right? The whole purpose of capitalization is so you can tell the difference between your tags and your content. Well, as if it's really that difficult. All you gotta do is get a decent HTML editor, right? And it makes all the colors for you so you won't mix up your content with your tags, right? As you can see, the tags are blue and the contents inside the tags are black. I don't know if they're full black, might be a bit of gray in there, but whatever. You get my point. Alrighty. Well, I guess that's pretty much it to formatting. Yeah, just keep in mind when you open a tag, you should close it, right? You have to open and close your tags in the same order. I mentioned this in the previous videos, but yeah, just, it's common sense. You open it in the order that you close it in the order that you open it, right? It's, blah, whatever. As if you're, piling a stack of dishes one by one, right? You put one dish on. Let's say this dish is div, right? Ignore that auto thing there. And then let's say you were to put another stack of dishes on, like center or whatever, right? Another dish called center, right? And then you want to start taking off the dishes, right? So you have to start off at the top with the center dish, and then again at the top with the div dish, right? And that's pretty much it, right? With the line break tag here, you could sort of think of it as okay, so now you're putting on the dish, and then now you're taking off the dish, right? Simple as that. It's really simple stuff. And if you're struggling with this sort of thing, well, you guys got a lot of work ahead of you. But in time, at least with most people, in time, you'll be able to write HTML as if you're writing English, right? It is English technically, but whatever. And yes, I know I have really, really bad grammar, and I have a very, very tiny vocabulary because I only know tiny small words that are easy to understand. Oh crap. That was a big word. I don't know what understand means. Uh-oh. So yeah, that's pretty much it. It's pretty self-explanatory, and you know, put spaces. White space is good, right? You can you know, 2 spaces might be a bit too much, or 3 or whatever, but just play around with the spaces and see what you like best, right? I quite often like to put a space at the beginning of each table, right? Just to acknowledge that it's a table. At any important spot, right? Putting like an extra line break or something is sort of just like the lazy way of putting a comment in, right? Like some table or whatever, right? When you get to JavaScript and stuff, you'll start getting more used to comments and stuff. Most people never ever use comments in HTML, and it's almost pointless because it's such an easy thing to do. Doesn't actually get that complex. But you know, some basic comments like you know, body, content, head, or whatever. Anyway, this is Hot Noob. Come check out my blog at hotnoob.com, and yeah, if you have any questions, comments, or whatever, you guys know how to contact me. See you guys later.